Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
Welcome to Kalamazoo Lively Arts, the show that takes you inside Kalamazoo's vibrant, creative community and explores the people who breathe life into the arts. I'm John Koch here at Miller Auditorium. On today's show, we head downtown to visit Kalamazoo Valley Community College to explore their Center for New Media and stop by Tai Chua Dance. But first, we've heard from several artists over the season, and we asked them about their challenges and the ways they overcome them. Let's see what we can learn.
Being an artist is not easy. You're essentially running your own business. There's a lot to keep track of, and it's a slow start for somebody who's trying to actually produce work and sell work and do nothing else.
I have a 9 to 5 as well, so sometimes, yeah, like I wake up in the morning at about, usually like 5:36. I practice before I go to work all day, and I'll have a show at night, sometimes in Kalamazoo, sometimes in Fenville, Michigan, sometimes in Indiana, sometimes, and then I'll go to work the next day, just because I have some goals for myself.
I think one of the challenges I'm having is trying to create art that educates people. Just very, very simply, like I want to be able to tell a story, but I want to be able to do it in a way in which you take something away with you that kind of like changes you in a way. It's not just surface level.
I think we're all dealing with obstacles in different ways. I think I get, as far as, you know, I'm a dreamer and a big thinker, and I feel like that's like it's overwhelming, but it's exciting, you know, and so I think I just take on a lot and I want to do a lot of things.
It's always, what do you call that, the roller coaster ride economically, and there are times that have been tougher than others, but you find ways. That's why diversity, that was one of the things that I learned from Frank Colson, was having many hats to wear made it easier to survive those times.
I think one of our biggest challenges is, you know, we have a lot of great ideas, and sometimes you have these great ideas and the funding isn't there, so you have to be really creative. And you know, we're very blessed in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo is a giving community with all the nonprofits that do all the hard work. The Community Foundation, we recently, our city has established the Foundation for Excellence. So much giving, and we have sponsors for Lunchtime Live that have, you know, donated money so we can offer this program.
Personally, every year, and I think every artist experiences burnout, but every year, it's at some point in the middle of winter I get burnout, and it can last for a month, and there's no motivation to do anything. That, I think, is the biggest challenge for, I would guess, any artist, is how do you get through burnout and get back in the swing of things. Yeah. And sometimes it means just going out there and doing it, be mechanical, just do it, and something then will click and you're back in it.
I have a lot of artist friends, and we come together, and whenever I'm with those people, it affirms that, you know, I'm doing the right thing, and whenever I'm in here working and I see the finished product, it reaffirms that also, and things are starting to pick up, so worth it.
It just gets easier every time. Like every time you have a setback, and like the first time maybe something like explodes in the kiln and it's like the end of the world, and you think like, oh, I don't even want to make anything, and then like now if something explodes in the kiln, it's like, oh, I'll just make another one. Like right now it's like not, so it just gets easier. Like, yeah, it gets easier.
My mantra is never say you can't do something. Always ask how you would do something. When you say you can't, you just won't. Therefore, that's the end of that road. So I take on all kinds of things that I haven't a clue how to do. And you talk to people, you research.
I do it because it truly is my passion. You know, I started in theater when I was in 6th grade, and I don't remember my teacher's name, but I remember doing a story and she told me, you should continue to pursue this. And every step of the way, there were people in my life, along with my Aunt Fran and my Uncle Vaughn Washington, who really just set the tone. And it's a part of me, it's in my blood. I come from a family of storytellers, and I do it because stories need to be heard.
The Center for New Media at Kalamazoo Valley Community College's Arcadia Commons campus houses a variety of programs ranging from graphic design to animation and film. We sit down with Executive Director Tom Hammond and 2 faculty members to hear how the programs are preparing students for the innovative jobs of the future.
I live in Kalamazoo, but I didn't even know all the things that happen at the Center for New Media. So what do you think is the most surprising things when a student learns about this place?
One, I think the facilities. I think that's a surprise for a lot of people that we're located right downtown here in Kalamazoo. Our building is beautiful. The facilities we have are wonderful. The equipment that we have for the students to use. So I think that's the biggest surprise. We do multiple high school tours through our buildings throughout the year, and they walk in and their eyes go this big. And the type of work that the students are doing. So when they come through, and we have, right here in our Arcus Gallery, we have on showcase a lot of our student work. And for those high school students to see the types of projects that our students are working on, I think that's the thing that gets them motivated and gets them excited about the possibilities.
What is it that first drew you to everything that you do in the center here?
I love storytelling, and with animation, I went to school for storytelling and in the world of time-based media and animation, and I just love how technology and art merge together. And for the longest time, when you think about animation, you think about big studios and you think about production sets and stuff. The way technology has changed, now anybody can do this, and giving people the tools to communicate and tell stories, that's what I'm excited about.
So Mark, tell me about Design Crew.
Design Crew specifically is a merit-based course, so students have to apply to be admitted, and then they work for real clients in the nonprofit sector. So there's a service learning component as well, and then they work on teams, so they get sort of real-world experience within the context of a course. We did this breast advocacy project. 2 things that we tried to do is encourage women to breastfeed and also to encourage social acceptance. That was the design brief.
Right.
And because Design Crew is sort of media independent, right? They didn't have to fit it into a website or something like that. The students came up with doing an exhibition on featuring local families. So we showed the local families. Those are our advocates for breastfeeding. And then it was with that came an image of typography, which they designed and stuff, that had one of the benefits of breastfeeding with the source for, the credible source from where that came from.
And when I was on your website, there was something called Think Space. What is Think Space about?
Think Space is actually that Design Crew space upstairs, and that's where those students work together on a collaborative team to take on these non-for-profits. That little space is their personal office space where they meet with clients, where they do, and it's only that actual specific Design Crew course is only open to about 8 to 12 students, and they're the only students that get access to that Think Space.
Oh, wow.
So they can use it to do any of their work in any of their other classes, as well as the work that they're preparing for their clients, the non-for-profit clients.
And do you have any success stories maybe that come to mind for this?
Yeah, we have a couple of students who just started dealing with animation because they thought it was a fun way to communicate where they didn't actually have to talk. Right. And as they got through the program, I started to introduce them to other colleges to think about, and just know that beyond this 2 years here, that they can go and work as a freelance artist and work on storyboarding, and just seeing all these opportunities open up. And so we have quite a few students who have committed to 4-year schools and started working there. A lot of them who have done freelance work, making little animated shorts, and also doing their own channels and being successful of having like fun little animated shorts or storytelling.
With a 2-year degree, right, you can transfer or you can go to work. And with those two categories, we've got like a 97% placement rate from our design crew students. So we have the admissions people asking for those students when they come here, and they're getting scholarships, and we got a couple of students at U of M. It's really, we're really proud of those guys. They did a great job.
You're setting them on fire.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Sending them out.
I feel like, especially some down here, that if you're in my class, then I'm committed to help you be successful. I don't want to be, after you graduate, good luck, and I will never hear from you again. It's trying to really setting them up for the next part to their success. So
I feel that. I feel that from you. Thank you so much for talking to me today, Aubrey. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Tai Chua Dance is working to continue a ballet legacy in Kalamazoo, offering classes to dancers of all ages and skill sets. Watch and learn as we hear about dance and see it in action.
I've been with Kalamazoo Ballet for 4 years, but I've been dancing since I was 2. I moved here from Missouri.
I first started dancing at 18.
I got into dance because my grandma, she always loved to dance, and I love to dance. So I've been dancing pretty much my whole life, so.
I really like dancing here with the Kalamazoo Ballet because of the atmosphere. Everyone here is very friendly. The teachers are very helpful.
I think Kalamazoo Ballet is a really great place because a lot of places it's really kind of a lot more relaxed. Here they have really high expectations, and it makes you a great dancer to dance here.
We are here to have you educate us about your niche in this dance community. Congratulations, what a cool thing you and yours have going. What's up?
Well, we are in the process of building our school, the Tai Chua Dance School, from what was formerly known as the Bullard School of Ballet. I've come here to raise my son and to continue the legacy of the Kalamazoo Ballet Company and the Bullard School of Ballet.
Let's hope that son does a little ballet in his life, right?
I do hope so.
Tell me about the magic of ballet.
The magic of ballet, it's a gift passed down from one dancer to the next. So my connection goes, from stories from my teacher to her teacher, and just even the little movements that we do in class, the little tulip leaf tree and blow it away that I work with my little children is something that is passed down from 4 generations of dancers. And so I think part of that, it's something you can't read in a book. It has to come in the studio from another person. I think that's part of the magic. And just being able to transform yourself as a dancer into all these different passionate feelings and moods or characters is a magical place to be. I've had experiences on stage where I think I've forgotten who I was and just kind of wake up in a dream afterwards and go, wow, that felt amazing. So there's just, it can transform many ways.
What's the goal with your instruction?
Ballet classes are structured so that you work on a lot of the same types of things, right, except it just becomes more complex. So you layer on additional things in terms of whether it's stronger movement, right, faster movement, more complex exercises. You get more nuanced in terms of musicality, right, and performance quality. For me, the great thing that I love to see is what I call the light bulb moments, is when you're working, right, and whether it's a step or a particular piece of choreography, and you have a hard time with it, right? What's cool is all of a sudden when somebody sort of figures out and there's a correction that clicks at a particular point in time, and all of a sudden you see it, and their eyes just like light up and their body sort of like just naturally does it, right? So you can't really make somebody do it, right? So you have to use analogies, you have to try to talk about physicality, the kinesiology behind it, and then hopefully at some point they feel it for the first time.
Please make a dancer out of me. Or at least work on my posture and my tight hamstrings.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is something that I used to love, right?
Good.
So
Good.
as a dancer, you get pretty beaten up, right?
Okay.
So every once in a while, they take a break, right? And they do what they would call a therapeutic bar.
Take it away,
yeah. So let's start, right? So you're going to start with your feet in parallel, just slightly apart, right? And I want you to really think about your posture, right? So we've all seen like gymnasts and swimmers, right? And they have like that gorgeous V back, right?
All right.
Okay. So what I want you to do is think of, when you work your abdominals, is think of a V front. Right?
Got it.
So that's the feeling that I want you to have, right?
Hand here.
So you're going to have your hand here.
Hand here.
Okay, so you're going to be nice and lifted, right? And so what I want you to do is just contract and bend forward.
I'm contracting my abdominals. Ooh.
And then come back to that nice long V front position. And really.
And then back. Oh.
And you can add a little bit of breathing to it. And stand nice and straight.
Okay.
One more time.
Breathe out.
Yeah. And now just bend straight down, and you can hold on to the bar.
On the bar.
And now press and lift
and
up. Push. There you go.
Nice. What am I doing
and
with
you
this?
should stay nice and long. Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So working on my core.
Yeah. Just working on your core, and that's the basic thing that most dancers. That's what you do when you start out, right?
Let's take apart, first of all, a little bit about you, because obviously you have danced and now bring this passion to Kalamazoo back.
Yes, I started as a little girl at 7 years old, followed my sister into the ballet school, and we danced together throughout till high school. And in high school I decided this was something I wanted to pursue as a career, and ended up training in the Royal Winnipeg Ballet's professional school in Canada. After that, I fell out of love with dance, actually, and I returned to my family here, and was a student at Western Michigan University. And I was almost done with my degree, and I had a possibility of joining a company. They were hiring 26 dancers, and I thought, well, this is an opportunity that never comes up, so I might have a chance. And that was what brought me back into the dance world. After a season, that company closed, and I was kind of out there on my own, and I joined my sister in Chicago, where we've had a very successful school, and I enjoyed a 20-year dance career, freelancing and performing with the Joel Hall dancers. And at that point, my teacher, Terry Bullard, was ready to pass her school or share her school with Jean and I. So we started building up the school again and building up the company again and trying to make this continue into another generation of dancers.
We're going to work on breath. So let's have you turn that way.
Hi, Mom.
I'll take you forward slightly.
Okay.
Right? So remember, now you're going to take all of that work with your abdominals, right? Your V front.
What am I doing with my feet?
And now, just stand straight, right? We won't worry about the feet part, right? So now,
help me.
Okay, I want you to stand nice and tall. Okay. And now think of yourself as a T, right? And now you're gonna stretch. Whoa. Keep your shoulders down. And now you're just going to round your arms slightly. Turn your palms that way. Stay nice and tall.
Gotcha.
There. Stay lifted. And that is your basic second position. Arms, right?
So who are your dancers? Who comes to your studio?
I work with a wide variety of dancers. I have some senior dancers who are in their 70s and just enjoying moving, finding ways that their body can move and continuing to improve their health. And then I work with the youngest set, so I go all the way down to dancers who are 3 years old, and we are just learning how to share space with each other, learning about colors and feelings and how those things would move.
So you come back to Kalamazoo and we start this process of this dance. Tell me a little bit more about your niche here.
For us, I think Amy and I want to really focus on keeping the school small. So the school that Amy and her sister have in Chicago grew from, they started with like about 10 dancers, and now it's probably over 600. And Amy and I just kind of look at each other and go, we don't want to do that. Sure. And so we really want to focus on just keeping our class sizes small and being able to work with the kids like really hands-on and very individually. As Amy said, you know, we really don't, if you look at a lot of, especially ballet companies, there's a type, right, in terms of a body type. That's sort of like the ballet ideal. And for us, we don't want to get stuck in that because we think that everybody should have the opportunity to be able to dance, right, irregardless of that. We want to give every student the opportunity to be able to get to that level, but it's not a requirement, right? So it's not like if you go to like the Russian system, for example, right? If you're not in that body type, or if you don't progress, then you just kind of get left by the side.
Passion's evident. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Kalamazoo Lively Arts. Next week, we see how youth are using their voice and making an impact in the community through collaboration. We leave you tonight with a performance from Nashone Holloway, an artist featured earlier this season performing at Lunchtime Live at Bronson Park. I'm John Koch. Have a great night.
Into my eyes, imagine your world catches fire, 'cause we ain't tired. See your belly full, you still hungry. Citizen, I wonder, fear got the mighty gun, but no bullet. See your belly full, you still hungry. the screen. Imagine fancy guillotine to make you tired. See your belly full. You still hungry?
All right, thank you.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.